nothing quite yet. What individual routines have stood out to you?
Yeah, Sly from Air Force in particular, she's been really exceptional. She's been the standout there. She, like we mentioned in the break. And then Clemson, Webb. She just got her first 9.9. That's a career high. She earned that anchor spot as a freshman. That's super impressive.
Yep, Trinity Webb cleans it up on bars. And we move on over to the beam and floor rotations as we take a look at some of the highlights. And we get things started on beam for Clemson here with Lily Lippett, who has been named ACC Specialist of the Week twice.
Nice front aerial to a back handspring splashdown. Good connection. That'll serve as her acro connection. Every gymnast is required to have one of those. A lot of NCAA gymnasts will perform a back handspring step out to a layout step out. She did something a little bit different. A lot would argue that beam is the most challenging event. And then others would say it's their favorite. Required full turn there. It looks much easier than it actually is. Every gymnast is required to have that in their beam routine. 1.5 minutes is all you have to complete your full beam routine with every required element. Otherwise, you will get a deduction. And the dismount here, a full off the front of the beam, lands with her chest down ever so slightly, so just take a step forward, but a very clean start off.
And you know, Lippett and Smith were talking about last weekend in Texas. It was a disappointing 9.725, but Coach Smith said it was one of her best beam routines of the season, so sometimes the judges can certainly play an impact.
That's absolutely right, and a lot of times coaches will tell their athletes, hey, it's not about the score, it's about the performance, because what you might get on the West Coast is totally different on the East Coast, and you could perform the exact same routine.
So now we get ready for the floor, and it is Clara Wallace, who has a career high of 9.85 on the floor exercise.
Floor was my favorite event to perform as a gymnast. I love how it engages the crowd. It gives you an opportunity to really show off personality. Starts off strong there with a front layout to a 1.5 twist. That will be her double acro. Every gymnast is required to have a double acro in their floor routine. Second pass here. Front 1.5 twist, nicely done. You'll notice she took a step back. That will not be a deduction. The gymnasts are allowed to take a step back without any deductions. Unlike beam, bars, or vault, where they're looking for those stuck landings, a lunge out of any skill is A-okay. Gearing up for her last and final pass here. So 1.5 to a front layout. Handles that with no problems. Nicely done. Good start for Air Force.
And Lippett's beam score comes in at 9.85 as we take a look at the beginning of the Wallace run.
First pass here, front layout to immediate 1.5 twist. Saw a little bit of a leg separation there in that layout. And then her last pass here, 1.5 to front layout.
Over to Bree Clark, a sophomore from Alabama. ACC Specialist of the Week last month, and one of those Utah State transfers who followed Coach Smith.
So hard to do. I love watching her perform that. That is a standing front tuck into an immediate straddle jump. A lot of gymnasts will run into a punch front. She did it standing. Solid on that back handspring step out to a layout step out. There's that required full turn. Straddle jump to a straddle quarter. Also serve as her double leap series. Every athlete is required to have that. And then here's the dismount from off the front of the beam. Sticks that landing. Absolutely solid.
And a 9.90 is the career high set at UNC a couple weeks ago.
And there's that impressive front tuck from a standing position to an immediate straddle jump. And then that stuck landing. Excellent job.
Still waiting on the score from Clara Wallace as Ayla McKean gets set. And a 9-8 on floor at Denver on Sunday. And now we do have Wallace's score to kick things off with a 9.65 for Air Force.
First pass here. Front full to an immediate front layout. Double acro there. Teammates on the side dancing with her and cheering along. That's all a part of it. And like I mentioned earlier, these judges aren't just looking for good gymnastics. They want to see these girls having fun, and she is having fun. She's smiling, showing off some cool dance moves.
And how about this? A new career high for Bree Clark, a 9.925 on beam.
Double pike. You can see she has a 4-incher on the floor. That is okay. No deductions there. Athletes are allowed to have that. And this particular gymnast only did 2 passes. That's also allowed. As long as you have all the requirements and within those 2 passes, from beginning dance move to end, that is acceptable. Let's take another look here at her first pass. It's a front full to an immediate front layout, double acro, and then her last pass, that pike double back. Nice finish.
So McKean, who is competing as an all-around, now leads us to Eve Jackson, who had a 39.2 on all-around last weekend, but a 9.675, so she'll look to improve on beam.
Eve performs a triple series, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see here, back handspring layout to an immediate layout. So that was 3 acro skills back-to-back. Back handspring step out to a layout step out to another layout step out. We don't see a lot of double, triple series like that. And so when gymnasts perform, they are rewarded for it. Only thing left should be the dismount. It's a round off, 1.5 twist. Does take that small hop forward, but jam-packed with difficulty there. Love to see that. Love to see athletes take a chance. Take another look here at her triple series. It's a back handspring step out to a layout step out to another layout step out. She is right on top of the beam. Absolutely no issues with that. And then her dismount had a little bit too much juice there. Had to take that hop forward.
So over to floor we go after Jackson's run on the beam, and it's Gracie Willis, sophomore from Illinois, who had a career high on Friday at home of a 9.825 on floor.
First pass, double tuck. Wow, showing a lot of control in that landing there. Judges love to see that.
Meanwhile, McKean's score has come in with a 9.775.
Here after the second pass here. Front layout to immediate front full. Doesn't complete that flip. You can see she landed short, ran out of it. She tried to save it, couldn't do it. That's 5/10 deduction there. Every fall's at least 5/10. So she will not get credit for that double salto. Also getting a 5/10 deduction. Last pass here. Let's see if she'll make that double salto good. She does not, but does finish with a nice double pike.
The score of each Jackson has come in with a 9.675, so that's a score that Clemson will try to eliminate. As Willis finishes her floor routine. Air Force will finish off their season Sunday at Minnesota. One last chance for these Falcons before the Mountain West Championship as we take a look at the first pass.
First pass here. Really nice double tuck. Love how she showed complete control in that landing. And then this last pass here. Double pike. Lands back on her feet after that missed double salto middle pass.
And now this should be a sight to behold. Rebecca Wells, who had a 9.95 at NC State on February 17th. Look at that NQS.
Required full turn there, no problem. Should be the leap series here. Switch leg leap into a nice split 3/4. Needs to complete the double acro. Here it is right here. Back handspring step out to a layout step out. Solid right on top of the beam. I love when these gymnasts show complete control on an apparatus that is so difficult to even stand on. And I want to remind our viewers, the beam is 4 feet tall, 4 inches wide. Finishes strongly with a round-off double twist. Another hard skill to compete, and she handles it with ease. Take another look at this double leap series. Nicely done, right on top of the beam. And then again on her double acro, back handspring step out to a layout step out. No form breaks there. Round off double twisting layout. Interested to see if she'll get that stuck landing. I saw a little bit of a shuffle of the feet, but that's just me being picky.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the judges saw it as well. Nevertheless, Clemson with a comfortable lead, but they are seeking more than just the dual meet win. They want to find themselves in an NQS to bump them into the top 25 as they sit at 29th, and Gianna Martina making her first appearance here tonight, the sophomore from Colorado with a 9.85 last weekend, her career high on floor. And we were told that Gianna is one of the quietest players on this team, but her personality really shows on this floor routine as you see Willis and an 8.9 come in after the fall. So let's see how Gigi, as her coach calls her fondly, shows that personality now. And there's the skipper, and there is no personality lost with Jennifer Green.
Starting down on the floor, preparing for her first tumbling pass. First pass here. Round up back handspring, double tuck. Nicely done. Good control there. You can see the excitement in her face. Big smile there. Engaging her teammates. Cheering her on from the sideline. Second pass here. Front layout to a front full double acro. Nicely done. A little bit of a dance break here.
Wait till you hear this roar for Wells' score. And it's about to come in at 9.95 for Rebecca Wells, tying her career high.
Last and final pass from Air Force. Nicely done, front handspring. 1.5 to immediate straddle jump.
That was a really, really impressive floor routine.
Let's take another look here. First pass, double tuck. And then take another look here at her final. It's a front handspring. Excuse me, just running into a front layout 1.5 into an immediate straddle jump.
Your excuse.
And finishes strongly. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Now over to Keelan McCright and her first routine here tonight. Sophomore from Florida, coming off of a 9.5 in Texas, but you were here 2 weeks ago, a 9.90 on beam.
She is so solid on this event. It's like she belongs on the balance beam. So poised, so confident. On an event that is very scary for a lot of people, including a lot of gymnasts.
And non-gymnasts.
And non-gymnasts. Like I mentioned earlier, it's only 4 inches wide. It might look bigger, but it's not.
One of the Utah State transfers. Able to keep her balance.
Beautiful job there. Side aerial to immediate split jump. And the dismount is the only thing left here. It'll be a gainer full off the side of the beam. Doesn't get that stuck landing. That would have been a nearly perfect routine had she stuck that landing, but did take that step back. Should only be about a 10th or 2, so should still see a very good score. Nice side aerial into immediate split jump. And dismount, gainer full off the side of the beam. Doesn't get that stuck landing. Moves that right foot back just ever so slightly.
And the score has come in for Gigi Martina, 9.85 on floor for Air Force. And Gabriella Mecha, junior, who is headed to be a fighter pilot. We were told this is a special floor routine. Penultimate here for Air Force.
First pass. 2.5. Wow, she flies out of it. Looks like she could have done another flip out of that. This is definitely a crowd-pleasing performance with a little bit of hip-hop music there. Having a lot of fun with her dance.
See her coach over on the left.
I love this.
She just says, "Look at me now."
Gearing up for the final pass here. Last pass. 1.5 front layout. Absolutely kills it.
Here's McCright's 9.85 come in. Strong showing. That is her second best score of the season for the redshirt sophomore as we take a replay look at the first pass.
First pass. Huge double flip. Double twist, excuse me, 2.5 twist. Just flies out of it. Looks like she could have done another flip after that. And then the last pass here. It's a 1.5 to a front layout. What a fun performance.
And the reaction as well. We're going to have a great battle for the all-around champ here between Wells and Slife. Slife will come up next, but Sierra Church, who won this event here at home 2 weeks ago, and the freshman from North Carolina gets set. 9.925 is her target, as she did against the Tar Heels.
Double acro should be here. Back handspring step out to a layout, step out. Big smile.
Just a perfect camera angle too, Toy. Really credit to our cameramen and women here.
Nice jump series there. Beat jump to a split 3/4. Single skill, side aerial. And to a woof jump. Good connection. Full turn. Last thing here should be the dismount. No problem so far. Looking for a stuck landing to match her career high. To round off, 1.5 twist. Oh, just takes that small hop out of it. Almost got that stuck landing, but super clean routine. No major deductions all throughout.
And the freshman has earned her spot as the beam anchor for a reason. Coach Smith calls her the clutchest we have on beam.
Nice back handspring. Step out to a layout, step out. She's right on top of the beam there. And then another look at her dismount. Round off 1.5. Almost gets that stuck landing, but doesn't get it.
And so now the show, as a final update comes from Metcha, and it's a 9.725. But Maggie Slife, 4-time Mountain West Gymnast of the Week, gets set on floor.
First pass, double pike, nicely done. Judges are not only looking for good tumbling elements, but also elements of artists. So that means good flow throughout the performance, nice leap skills. Skills must hit a 180 degree in order to get full credit for them. Anything lower will be a deduction. Beautiful there. That was a switch side to a popa, which is also known as a straddle full. That is her leap. That'll count as her double leap series. And again, like I mentioned, judges are looking for that 180 degree split.
Slife a chance to reach nationals as an individual, as we get a beam score in from Church and a respectable 9.875.
Last pass, double tuck. Beautiful floor routine. Showing so much control, not only in her tumbling passes and landings, but also in her leap series. Nicely done.
Maggie Slife, she wants to be a fighter pilot. Certainly showed her aerial skills there as we take another look.
One and a half to a front layup, moves right out of it. Showing a little bit of difficulty there. And then the last pass, double tuck, chest completely straight up and down, takes that acceptable lunge, step out of it, and handles it really well.
And a couple exhibitions here for Clemson with Quinn Cool leading things off, a freshman who showed up on campus early. Started the first 6 meets on beam, and now we'll have a chance to work things out.
Another beautiful triple series. Back handspring to layout, step out. Right on top of the beam. switch leg leap into immediate beat jump. Every gymnast on beam is also required to go down on the beam. A lot of gymnasts will do that as their mount. Some will do it in the middle of their beam routine, all just depends. Single skill, front toss to immediate beat jump.
Slife a 9.875, so she has yet to eclipse the 9.9 mark through 3 routines.
And Clemson finishes strong on beam, a little bit crooked on that round off, which is why she finished a little bit to the side of the balance beam instead of directly in front of it. But let's check out this triple series here. So difficult to do. Back handspring, layout, step out. And then another look at her dismount. You can see she is a little bit on the side of the beam on that round off, which is why she's a little bit crooked landing that 1.5 twist.
So there's our score in the bottom right as we stand. One more exhibition for Clemson, another freshman in Lily Kurak, but the Tigers keeping pace. Will need to have a strong floor exercise if they want to catch that target score of 197, won't they?
And we are in for a treat as Clemson heads to floor. It is the crowd favorite, it's the gymnast favorite, and then, of course, it's one of my favorites to watch.
So using my quick calculator math, Clemson will need a 49 or a 48.975 to get to that target score of 197. That'll put him back in the top 25 as we get set for the freshman from Florida, Lily Kurak.
Judges collaborating. Any potential discrepancies on that last performance. And when this happens, it's important for the gymnasts to stay in their bubble. To not let the outside environment affect their performance. So oftentimes when judges find discrepancies, it's because one judge might have missed a connection, which also means they might have missed a requirement, which also means that start values might differentiate.
Well, while we wait, I can give you an update on the all-around chase, and it is a tight one. Rebecca Wells, 29.625. Maggie Slife, 29.6. So fraction, hundredths of a difference with one more routine to go. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Air Force is going to finish on beam, which, like I mentioned earlier, Daniel, that some would say it's the most difficult event and the most difficult event to end on. It's a nerve-wracking event.
That's where Slife slipped up on Sunday, a 9.125 on beam for those intrigued in the all-around race as we see Kurak now ready. Kuhl's score comes in at 9.7 in the exhibition.
Back handspring, step out to layout, step out, dropped her left shoulder just a little bit, which is why she had to take that step to the side. That required full turn, a little bit of a balance check there. Front toss and a piked position. Harder to do as opposed to a tuck. Only thing left after this element should be the dismount. Looking for her to just land on her feet. Again, these exhibition performances are good for the athlete just to get exposure and experience, because at any time they can be thrown into the lineup. The round off, 1.5. Nicely done, and she did exactly what she sought out to do, which is a nailed routine.
One more look here from Kurak, the freshman, as she rounds out rotation 3.
There's that front toss, serving as a single element. And then the dismount, round off 1.5. No problems there.